Are we actually? Oh boy. Hello,
Wait,
everyone. We have been trolled a little
You
bit.
suck.
Oh dear. What's that quote from? What's the quote from Dota where James is an ass and we will not be working with him again?
Yeah, that.
Thomas is an ass and we will not be working with him again.
On God, on God.
Hey, welcome back to the British and Irish Pro League, where we keep things, as you can tell from the name, pretty professional on this broadcast as well. Div 2 matches are finished up for the night. We, of course, saw possibly the closest match of the night that we're going to get, where we had 6 points remaining on Shawnee by the time that thing wrapped up. But other than that, pretty much finished, I believe, close to our seeding order as well. Shawnee coming out top second seed going into Div 2. Coops with a second place finish was the 7th seed coming in. Rebel, unfortunately, a 10th seed, did drop down in 4th. And Eggy is the 15th seed with a little bit of an upset there, managing to take home the 3rd place. So, I think we have some of the results from the other matches as well. We can pull up the standings for Div 2 at the end of week 1, winning their matches. Also, Vig, Charge T, and Burnt Bagels. Vig winning that match means that all 3 of the Irish players in a single match, and none of them could take home first place.
Come on, England! You know what? Again, as I've said before, I have absolutely zero national pride until we're into, like, competitions that involve nationality. Then I'm all for it. Then I love England.
Well, there you go. The big surprise on this leaderboard is Burnt Bagels, coming in at 13th seed. So it was the lowest seed in that match, picking up a first place and the 4 points that go along with it. So a fantastic start to this BIPL 2 campaign for Burnt Bagels. And down the rest of the board, well, there are the results. Flick through them at your leisure, screenshot it and peruse them in your own time. Or, you know, just go and find the results in the British and Irish Trackmania server. Before now, it is time to start getting ready for Division 1, where we are going to be kicking things off with a match between Jorday, Hendo, Josh, and Floyd. This is going to be exciting. Times are going to be just that little bit faster. I think in general, we're seeing kind of a 1 second difference almost is what we're expecting between Div 1 and Div 2.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I mean, it should be, well, I mean, it was kind of hinted at that the level, like, between each player would be a little less tight. Obviously, because Div 1 is kind of a certain level and above, whereas Div 2 is kind of, you know, everything else. And it's more of a tighter grouping. But we'll see. It's very possible that we just happen to get 4 players that are incredibly evenly matched in the 2 games that we watch. We'll wait and see if that is the case. But I'm very excited to see what Div 1 brings that Div 2 did not.
Yeah, and of course, as mentioned previously, there was the idea for BIPL is that, you know, we run seasons a little bit more regularly, that there is actual promotion and relegation between Div 1 and Div 2. So you are fighting for your spot at all times as well. I believe it's the bottom 6 players are going to be eliminated from Div 1 at the end of this season. So it's going to be tough. You want to start picking up the points early, and then you want to keep picking them up often from here on out. And there was a lot of reshuffling between Season 1 and Season 2 just because of the extended break. So all of these players did have to seed their way back in. That includes players like Floyd, who was playing in Div 2, I believe, in Season 1 and missed out on the promotion. So the reseeding has helped them out because here they are sitting in Div 1 having managed to qualify in the 11th seed.
Yeah, a really, really important thing coming on through, especially knowing that now that is not just, you know, obviously if you come in the bottom 6, it's not really as amazing as it would be, but you know, if you don't come in that bottom 6, that means you keep that Div 1 position, and you don't have to work for it again, hopefully, unless something else happens and we once again scrap the seeding in favor of another one once again. But it's a really, really important, and well, we'll see if they can stay away from the bottom 6. Should be good.
Should hopefully be good. Excited to see the performance of these players on these maps as we've mentioned. Now, I do want to note one of the players that's coming up in this match as well, Jorday, specifically because Jorday struggled a little bit on one map in the seeding, and that map was Liberty, which is not in our map pack here for week 1. We've added Worm instead, which we haven't seen the players on already. Jorday's results on the other maps, I believe, were 5th and 6th then on Saudade and on Sun Petal Garden. So potentially looking at a higher performance than maybe seed might suggest, but is still coming as the 2nd highest seeded player in this match, with Hendo being at the top. So saying it's going to be a strong performance from Jorday, that's definitely a possibility, but Hendo is going to be very tough to take down.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, if we're going by kind of around my div in Cup of the Day kind of thing, everybody here is completely untouchable. But Hendo is one I see at the top all the time when it comes to the UK rankings. So yeah, obviously I think everybody is well aware of Hendo's skill, and it is really going to be fending off everybody else, I think, in Hendo's case.
Absolutely. Hendo with a 5th place finish in BIPL Season 1 and looking to maybe repeat that performance, maybe even improve on it, qualifying as 3rd seed into this one as well. So, look, it's all to come. We're excited to see how it does shake out. We are waiting for players to join the lobby. We are now 1 minute past 8, so we'd like to apologise to all at home for being officially late here. Look, it's out of our hands, okay? No control here.
Yes, no, there is no control here. I like that. You say that in the context of this, you mean it completely. We started this break. We came back from this break with me still sat down, with us having just finished up a conversation that was probably not appropriate for the broadcast. But I can't even remember what it was. So. Well, there you go. Oh, no, I remember what it was now. Yeah,
I remember what it
definitely
was.
not. Definitely not appropriate for the broadcast. Yeah, and that's saying something, because when we started today, we were like, what kind of level of, professionalism, what kind of... And they were like, yeah, it's whatever,
As you wish.
As you wish, yeah. And that is not what I wish.
Yeah,
for us to talk about.
All we'll say, because I know there's nothing more frustrating than being left completely in the dark when someone talks about something like this, is it involved Skyrim modding of a very particular kind and the drama that surrounds it. And if anyone knows anything about Skyrim modding, you can probably work it out from there. Okay, and that's where we'll leave it.
I didn't want my eyes to be open to it. I'm going to be honest. I really didn't want my eyes to be open to it, because I've heard now and I really wish I hadn't. So, yeah. I think you should... The thing is, sometimes, when you hear something like that, you're like, what? Oh, my curiosity... No. Don't even try and delve into that one. I wish I didn't find out.
Yep. Hey, we're into a warm-up, Twiggy. The players have 1 minute until we will be live onto map 1 as we head onto Sun Petal Garden to kick things off. Looking forward to seeing this go. There's only so many times we can say it before we actually just get into the action, but it should be interesting. And another player that is particularly interesting coming into this match is Josh, who I believe is mostly a full-speed player. Have I got that right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I think I've mostly seen Josh on full-speed leaderboards, so yeah.
So still managing to qualify for a Div 1 is legitimately impressive, I mean, full speed and ice, I think, are the two kind of slightly more insular communities in Trackmania in terms of, the map styles they play. They do focus very heavily. Maybe RPG and kind of mini RPG and Trial and those kind of maps as well also are a little bit of a separate community, but you tend to see those players near the top of a lot of other leaderboards as well. So really interested to see how Josh does in this competition as a whole, but kicking things off with a very tough match too.
Yeah, but it's set a convincing time there up at the in the warm-up, so I'm not... I definitely think Josh is up to the challenge. And yeah, full speed players definitely a lot of the time stick to full speed, don't practice other styles a lot. But I think Josh is definitely up to the challenge. Definitely, if you have qualified to Div 1, you're up to the challenge no matter what. And we'll see how Josh stacks up against everybody else here in this lobby.
And a lack of pressure too, coming in as the 15th seed. Hey, however well you do, that's great,
Good job.
The weight off your shoulders is genuinely a very comfortable place to be for a lot of players. And so far, Josh is hanging. All of these players are hanging as we head through our first round here. Very close onto the inside there is Josh. And that is going to be Hendo falling off the inside of the balance beam, dropping all the way into 4th place in a straight race to the finish now between Josh and Floyd. Jorday with a little bit of an edge. It's Floyd who has the edge over Josh at the moment as well. And in fact, is gaining all the way back, carrying more speed than Jorday around this outside dirt. May catch at the finish line.
Josh will hang on to 3rd position. It looks like. Never mind. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Hendo is in 3rd now, and there is the there's the full speed coming back to haunt you. Full speed does not have a lot of those speed checks specifically. That was a very important one, missed out by Josh, and unfortunately that's 10 points lost to start off after Hendo made a massive mistake that really we were not expecting to see coming out of the top seed there.
You heard it here first, everyone. Full speed doesn't feature a lot of speed checks. Thank you for that insight, Twiggy.
Those kinds of... Look, you're coming out of a turn and a low speed check. You know exactly what I mean. I dislike you vehemently.
Well, that's only fair. Yeah, it was. That was... That was a very bratty comment of me, you know. But hey,
Is that a commentary on just you in general? Is that you're bratty?
yeah, it might as well be. We'll stick with that at the moment. Josh is in 4th place on this round at the moment. Hendo is holding on to first and has survived the balance beam this time around. And Josh has overtaken Floyd, but Floyd, through this dirt, carried a huge amount of speed in the previous round. Not so this round. Is lined up for a slightly better exit onto the 2nd round on the dirt as well, though, and is going to re-overtake Josh. Meanwhile, up the front, the battle is fierce. Only a tenth separated them going through, and at the finish line, it's less than half a tenth. Hendo will pick up a round win, though. Jorday falls to 2nd.
Less than half a tenth. It's 100th. That is very close between the bottom two. That. Oh.
I don't want to sound too snarky, but that was 400ths.
I'm pretty sure it was 9 thousandths, but.
Well, between first and second. Oh, sorry, you were talking about third and fourth.
I was about third and
yeah. No, that's entirely fair. You know what? That was just miscommunication.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we can go to couples therapy for that one. That's fine. Oh no, there's a copy paster in chat.
It's so long.
I don't really want to read it. No. That was production asking me if I wanted to read it, but fine, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the greatest nation in the world of Trackmania, Wales. That's right, you heard it here. Oh god, it's going so quickly now. You heard it here first.
Oh,
the land of dragons and leeks has produced some of the most skilled and talented racers in the game, and they're here to take over the Trackmania world by storm. With their lightning-fast reflexes, unparalleled racing instincts, and a burning passion for the sport, Welsh Racers has repeatedly shown that they're a force to be reckoned with. That sounds like a ChatGPT sentence, if I've ever heard one in my life.
It kind of does, and well, Hendo, as the Welsh racer, has come up in first place. Unfortunately, the second Welsh racer, Floyd, down in third, and importantly for Josh on that round, did get across the line. It is 3 straight losses in a row, but it is not a DNF. It does mean that extra 2 points secured in that round for Josh, and managing to at least stay a little bit nearby.
Wait. Oh my god, why do we... Thomas has apparently played the Welsh national anthem. We couldn't hear that, guys. I just want you to know that. We're nothing to do with that.
Thomas, why did you have that locked and loaded so quickly?
Why was that ready? Were you
just
playing it while I was...
exclaiming in the background, I'm Welsh, is not a good enough reason to have the national anthem just ready to play at a moment's notice. Good lord.
Oh my god.
All right, here we are.
If you want a professional broadcast, go and watch the second broadcast.
They're wearing suits.
Yeah, they're wearing... I'm wearing a tank top, but they're wearing suits. I think that is...
Yeah.
I think that really shows... Oh my god.
Commitment. Hey, Endo's going to win another round. Josh is going to bounce off a wall. Jorday is going to take second place. Floyd in third, and that is, unfortunately for Josh, 4 straight losses in a row on map 1.
Guys, stop with the spam. It's very obnoxious. First message, by the way. First time chatter. Hi, first time chatter. How are you? We need the, can we get 7TV up in this chat and get the first time chatter? There's a first time chatter emote on 7TV. Can we get it? We need that.
It's all spiraling out of control so quickly.
Yeah. Look, welcome to the BITM Twitch channel, one and all.
This is, hey, 4 more weeks after this week, alright? We're not even 20% of the way there yet.
There are some weeks that me and Noah are not going to be here, so you'll have some amount of professionalism happening, it's fine.
That's true.
Thomas is going to be here, is not going to be here after this week at all, so get the bevies out for that one.
I think unfortunately I am going to be here every week as well.
Oh, I'm not. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna... to be fair, it's usually me casting with somebody else. It's usually me cheating on you, so you cheating on me is only fair, I feel like.
Fair. We'll have to find a surprise mystery caster. I don't know who could replace you, Twiggy.
I don't think many people could replace me, but I'm not sure that's like a compliment. I think
it's just a statement of fact.
That's just a statement,
a neutral statement.
I think there are not many people that cast like me, but that's not specifically a good thing.
No value ascribed to that one. Warm-up is ending here on Saudade. Josh will get across the line. The first player to get across the line, and we'll see if that holds true in rounds. It was a lot of respawns on that one, and so we're going to hopefully see less of that in live rounds as we do kick things off. We're just, honestly, at this point, looking for Josh to get off at the bottom of the scoreboard at the end of the round here.
That would be the biggest celebration ever, Josh not being a bottom. Well, we'll see if that happens. Does that mean all full speed? You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm not gracing that with a 4.
My lord! Alright, well, it is going to be Josh down in 4th place at the moment, and it is going to be the other 3 players very, very close. It is Hendo leading the way once again. And commenting on Hendo's performance, has had some very good rounds. Still not dropped even full 10 points after 4 rounds. Jorday is sitting with only 12 dropped, and Floyd a little bit further behind them. And, well, yeah, so far we are literally just sticking to seeding order.
Indeed. Yeah, it seems like what was said about Div 1 was true. There is definitely, you know, the skill ceiling is obviously a lot higher, and therefore the skill ceiling can be very high compared to lowest. It's really close between the two. Jorday gets across the line first. I think Hendo bonked his front wheels on the finish line just a little bit, but it wasn't quite enough. 27 thousandths.
27 thousandths, and Jorday was the player coming from behind, did manage to complete the snipe at the finish line there and close the gap to only a single point between first and second on the server at the moment. And importantly, just kind of pushing Floyd and Josh a little bit further away, continuing to expand that gap at the moment. And Josh is still just struggling to put together a clean round. It's, you know, we kind of said maybe the lack of pressure coming in could help Josh out, you know, coming in as 15th seed, but at the moment it's just kind of struggling to find the rhythm at all in the first place. And the fact that you have these other 3 players driving very consistently, putting together very, very good rounds, maybe not helping with those nerves.
I mean, yeah, this is a difficult lobby, especially, you know, for somebody who probably does not play a lot of competition-style maps whatsoever. Probably, well, obviously mostly playing full-speed maps. I'm not sure quite the percentage of full-speed in terms of Josh's full-on map pool that is occurring, but right now it is showing just a little bit. But this is maybe the first round that Josh will get, well, not lose the maximum amount of points, as Floyd is down by 3 seconds here. Josh looking to come second, in fact, would be very nice. There's still a big gap to make up. It is going to be a third coming through for Josh for the last corner. Just not quite as good as Jorday there, but Hendo once again coming in first.
Yep, and a 58.17. You can tell the times are quicker than we had in Div 2, to be expected at the moment, or at least in that round. Not insanely impressive, not massively over what we saw in Div 2. We did see them approaching the kind of 58.5, 58.4 is in a few of their rounds. But the gap is there, the gap is noticeable, and it does mean that there is just that extra little level of play that you need to get. It's no longer enough to kind of be cleanly through every turn. It really is about hitting every line as close to optimal as you can.
Yeah, well, it looks at the very least like Josh is more confident here on Saudade. There we go, got it right. So right now in second place, once again looking to hold on to that one. And hey, with enough good rounds, Floyd could drop back into 4th position, and Josh would be, well, overperforming technically compared to the seeding coming on through. So second place now by 2 seconds, and Hendo makes a mistake. Josh has sailed into 1st position here. And now it's really everybody scrounging for points. It
was so low. It was so safe from Josh through the plastic. You saw Hendo going for a very high, quick line on the outside, and it has ended up costing Hendo, but Josh on the uphill dirt, I think maybe even had a touch on the outside there, has definitely lost the gear, and that just means Hendo cruising on through to a 1st place. Josh still picks up 2nd and manages to get just that little bit closer again to Floyd. You know, it started very poorly for Josh, but Floyd was equally kind of picking up a lot more thirds than anything else, and all of a sudden now with Josh picking up the pace in the last couple of rounds, Floyd is starting to drop back down.
Yeah, it's a really big gap between each one. You know, 3 points between each position, apart from 1st and 2nd, is a big difference to make every single round. And, you know, if you come in 2nd a couple of rounds and last in a few, then it's better than coming in 3rd for pretty much every round. So Jorday now, or sorry, not Jorday, but Floyd falling down the point standings a little bit there, and now it's only 12 points the difference between Josh and Floyd. It's going to take a little more work for Josh to get back into the runnings here, but, well, given that Floyd is having a difficult time here on Saudade, it could happen.
I am still a little bit nervous for Josh, although there is Floyd making a mistake as well, because despite the fact it was a second place finish in the previous round, it was still, I think, a 59-second time, which, look, you're not challenging Hendo or Jorday on time at the moment with that, and even Floyd, if they can put together a clean run, should be up there and contesting. But it is about putting together that clean run, and that is not something Floyd has done this time. You can see it again. Josh is really just not taking everything out of these corners. It's difficult to, it's scary to, in rounds, and that battle for first and second is really pushing the limits. A low 58 again from both players.
Yeah, Hendo does not come in first place, and therefore minus map. Unfortunate Killjoy. They wouldn't say that kind of thing at LAN. But anyway, yeah, Hendo still.
Killjoy does wear the hottest clothes and hang out at the coolest clubs.
Yeah, it's just a fact. That is how it is. Yeah. But we move on to Worm now, so like Mime isn't here to defend themselves, so.
And once again, I feel like Mime is, you never know when he's going to pop
lurking,
up, you know?
Yeah.
He could be lurking, alright? So be careful, watch your language,
yeah,
okay?
Be careful.
You don't want to get Mime. I've seen how wide that car is.
They're all the same size. I think that's, you know.
Have you've seen Mime stream at this point, surely?
Yes.
Have you seen that man's car?
I know.
Full aspect ratio, okay? That man will run you over and he won't even notice.
Bro has the best suspension. Just doesn't even feel it.
The widest car in Trackmania. Well, this is, again, just to reiterate, the only map that we have not seen times from, officially, from players at the moment, as it was not part of the seeding. So there is the chance for maybe a little bit of a surprise here. Again, you know, we said Jorday kind of performed above where his seed ended up on the previous two maps, and it was Liberty, the third map in that seeding pack that we're not playing tonight, that really dragged him just that little bit lower in the seeding rounds. So maybe Worm ends up to be a good map as well, up around that kind of 5th, 6th place that he was getting on the other two maps in seeding as well. Maybe he can start to push back towards Hendo. But at the moment, Hendo is just looking comfortable, first or second place in nearly every round. And Jorday is holding on close at the moment, but as the points loss gets bigger when we eliminate our first player, you might start to see that extend if Hendo can keep the pace up.
Yeah, I mean, Hendo already just set a 56.7 there in warm-ups, which is a very convincing time here. So it's going to be a massive task to catch up with him at that point. Floyd, again, having a little bit of trouble at the start of the map. Loses out on a second to first position here. Josh is just falling back on time in every turn, but keeping up, at the very least, with the top two there. Jorday staying with Hendo for the time being. Josh goes very inside there. Clips a wheel over the inside. Might have lost a bit of speed on it, but at the very least stays safe and stays ahead of Floyd.
And it was something we didn't talk as much about in Div 2 on that ice turn, because in Div 2, it seemed to be about surviving the ice turn as much as anything, but in Div 1, do expect to see the speed out of that ice turn and how good the exit is matter a lot, because it has mattered in this round. Floyd, it all comes back to that ice turn, has overtaken Josh, will lock up a third place in this round, and Josh will have to settle for another -10, dropping to 42 already.
56.4 is looking real close to insurmountable here. The gap between first and second there, quite large. Going on about a second between first and second now, and we need to find out at this point if anybody can keep up with Hendo here, because it may just be Hendo ending this one with, well, I mean, look, our last game, it was what, how many points? 2 points it was survived with at the end, was first place. I think it will definitely be in double digits.
And meanwhile, in chat, we do have Burnt Bagel's win in week 1 going to his head as he attacks other Twitch chatters.
Oh, wow.
You know, I mean, look, we know it was a big deal, okay? But you gotta calm down, buddy.
Already out? No other reason you'd be typing in chat. Great.
Hey, look, the ice turn has gone really well again for Floyd, and now sitting in second place, Josh is a long way down. It's the dirt that will catch Floyd out instead. Jorday back up into second place. Hendo racing out into the lead, looking for a second round win in a row here on Worm, and is going to pick it up. It's going to be a 56.8. That is not as quick as we've seen previously, and I do think the current world record has just about broken the 56-second mark. Boz with a 55.938 coming into the night.
Why is chat just now ChatGPT messages?
I mean, it's in the name, chat.
Well, true. Ah, there you go. Well, that's the optimal way to use Twitch chat then.
Grand Prix Trackmania.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica? what are you trying to...
Chat GPT, okay?
Oh, I see.
Initials, Twiggy. I know we've talked about the British education system already, but like that's just spelling.
No, I'm just dumb.
Oh, okay.
There's nothing to do. That's nothing to do with. That's nothing to do with the British education system. I was bottom of my class in every class. 07.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen this one before? Well, I was gonna say Floyd overtaking Josh on the ice, but no, I've not seen that particular one before. Floyd getting a little bit too comfortable on the ice, has fully clipped on the inside, and now sits probably 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna say 7, 8 seconds behind Twiggy. I should have counted one higher.
You really should have. Oh, well. Either way, Jorday now in first position, and, well, it's pretty much the end of the map. Can Hendo get enough time out of the final turn? I don't think so, but Josh is not going to come in 4th place, and that does close the gap a little bit once again, but really, it needs to be a little more than this. Josh needs to be getting higher than 3rd place at this point to stay ahead, or, well, to get ahead of Floyd by the end of this point.
And I mean, with the issue being that map 1, Josh came 4th. Or 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
And that is the map that Josh looks to be heading to last chance on, because here we are, round 4 of Worm, and then we do head back to Sun Petal. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be very difficult. It will be a very impressive hold if Josh can stay out of the bottom for a little while. And picking up one more decent round here on Worm would be absolutely massive for that. Very wide on the entry into there. That means this follow-up turns so awkward. The line just not quite there for Josh, who is now already 3/10 behind the rest of the pack.
Yeah, you can just see a little bit more uncomfortability here. Coming through from Josh than all the other players, and it really comes to a head there in the entrance to the ice turn. Couldn't get his car rotated in time. Well, I mean, Jorday survives the turn with a lot less speed than Floyd and Hendo. Floyd now just trying to stay away from the bottom at this point, really wanting to get 2nd places coming on through. It looks like 1st not going to happen on this map. Hendo seems to have that on lock pretty much all times. Floyd almost drops down into 3rd place, but will stay in 2nd through to the finish line here, and really just wants to make that gap from Josh as big as possible.
Yeah, just hold on a little bit further. Josh should still get a finish here. Can't afford to miss the risky fin, but we've not really seen many issues with that on this map, and we'll get it. Not going to drop the extra 2 points for a DNF, but Josh on only 13 points now. That is 2 3rd places, or a 4th and a 2nd. Basically what I'm saying, Twiggy, is Josh here on Sun Petal is heading to last chance.
Yeah, pretty much guaranteed at this point, really. Like, even the likelihood is that somebody is going to finish ahead of Josh in every round here, whether that is Hendo or somebody else. But it seems like Hendo is the best bet for that one, still on triple figures in terms of points, despite having played 3 maps already to their completion. It's a very impressive feat, yeah.
Yeah, incredibly strong performance from Hendo so far. Managing to, as you say, only
that's
drop
BM.
19.
Surely that's BM. Holy, this is a long game. It's been 3 maps.
Yeah, and I mean, equally, like, when players go out early, which we're getting very close to, that's how you make, like, this format last the shortest, is when players get eliminated very early. And Hendo is doing his best to make that happen to Josh at the moment, not allowing anyone else into 1st place, leaving Floyd and Josh down in 3rd and 4th for the majority of these rounds by just not making mistakes. Hendo is doing his part to make this as quick as possible.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the best thing you can do, the thing is, it's all up to kind of what happens. If everybody finishes 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, respectively, every single round, then it's going to take as long as it possibly can, really, apart from 1st place also dropping down into 4th, and so on, like we saw in our last matchup. But yeah, if you ideally, as 1st place, want everybody in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th to swap around places, and you still come in 1st every single round.
No, you actually do want players to stay in the same order, because the quickest way to get out of reverse cup, okay, is if one player just finishes 4th every round,
points changes,
and then the points change, exactly. So you want to get one player eliminated as quickly as possible. From there, 3rd place starts losing more points, and you can knock them out a little bit quicker. And then from there, when there's only one player left, you can just knock them out nice and quickly as well with the big points lost there. That's the ideal way to get through it, and we're close to it. We're not far off that in particular. Josh is fighting for their lives at the moment. And this is a good start. Sitting in second, but the issue is looking to overtake Hendo is tough, and Josh struggling a little bit on the dirt there. Is going to have less speed entering the second set of dirt turns here. Look at how close that is. Completely different line to everyone else. Is still holding off Jorday, but it's Jorday with speed heading to the finish line. It'll be close. Woo! It's Josh holding on to third place. Only dropping 7, but one more third place puts Josh on last chance.
What a good round coming on through there. That was absolutely brilliant. We're hoping to see a little more of that one. Josh, still, if that happens again, will be on elimination. But still, that was really, really good to see. We just want more of that. Oh, we've got copy pastas about us now. That's great.
Oh dear. I like how you're a Trackmania casting virtuoso, and I am a sailing prodigy.
Yeah, I mean, true.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I have beaten an Olympian in a race once.
Wow.
So, you know what?
Damn.
I mean, look, it's kind of like Trackmania. There's just a lot of races in any competition.
If we're going to flex extracurricular activity, I am a semi-pro volleyball player, so, you know.
Ooh.
Let's calm down for a second here.
Yeah, and speaking of things kind of outside what you would be doing as part of your job, Josh is outside of the track, and that's a little bit unfortunate at the moment. Not doing his job of keeping that car. It's fully extracurricular. It will mean that Josh, look, third or fourth was going to mean Josh on last chance. In this round, it will be a fourth place finish, not managing to grab any more points off Floyd, really, and that's the big one, because Floyd with a second place finish is still sitting pretty healthily on 25.
Yeah. Damn. Well, I really want to copy and paste mine into my Twitter and see just what people say. I'm really thinking of doing that one. I might do that at some point. We'll see. Or I'll just take a screenshot of chat rather than that, because otherwise it makes me look really egotistical. So let's not do that. Either way, Josh now just needs to not come in last place. We saw Rebel hold on to last chance for a long time, but it's seeming like Josh is coming fourth place a lot more often.
Yeah, just struggling to be on the pace as well. The last match, kind of all four players looked to have similar pace. You know, there was kind of equal amounts of mistakes a little bit. It was that little bit of consistency that was what carried the Shawnee all the way through to the end. And this time around, Josh is just unfortunately not quite having that consistently. He isn't quite able to catch up to these players either. And at the moment, he is alongside Floyd, but Josh goes so much deeper on the inside of this turn. Floyd does kind of match them this time around, but Floyd a little bit quicker. It'll come down to the end. Josh trying to stay a little bit lower, but Floyd will manage to take the win by half a tenth. Josh eliminated in fourth place.
Yeah. Well, it was a good run either way. I don't think anything else was expected out of this one. It would have been great to have got into third, and it wasn't that far away, honestly. 18 points was the difference between fourth and third there, so it was a reality, or it could have been a reality that did happen. But unfortunately not. 15th seed goes out in fourth position here on this match, and Hendo still not dropping below 100 points so far.
And Floyd is on a very unfortunate magic number for them at the moment, which is 18, because the points now swap to -2, -6, and -9 for first, second, and third, respectively. If Floyd comes third 2 rounds in a row, that is straight onto last chance.
Yeah, this is a really, really important round here now. Well, I mean, every round is going to be important from here on out for Floyd. With, well, a 40-point difference from second place, it's going to be really tough to fight your way out of this position, and it seems like everything is kind of set in stone at the moment here, unless something insane happens. Floyd touches a wheel on the outside of the dirt turn, and Jorday and Hendo drive off into the distance. Charlie Puth, see you again style there. Yeah, unfortunately, another third position for Floyd will send them way down.
Don't try and use Charlie Puth references to distract me from the fact that you said he's touching whales on the outside.
I didn't say that, but sure.
You absolutely said Floyd touched a whale.
Touching wheel, but sure.
Oh, I'm pretty sure you split between.
I would have said.
I think you split the difference between wall and wheel and ended up at whale.
Okay.
We can pull the tapes, okay? I'm getting confirmation from production in my ear right now, okay?
No, you're not. I can hear production as well. Don't gaslight me.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Shut up.
We really do need an external arbiter on all of our broadcasts. It's for the best.
We need a log so that we can't be we can't use it against each other in the court of law at this point. There is we need to sign a prenup. That's what I'm saying.
I think at this point it's probably just a post-nup, right? That's
Post-nup. A post-nuptial. I like that idea. That's cool.
Well, here we are. Floyd needs at all costs to avoid third place in, at the very least, this round. Meanwhile, we should talk about it. Hendo has 99 points still.
Damn.
Good lord. Hendo has not lost a round in a while.
Yeah. When we said, oh, he's first seed coming into this. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking like that.
The gaps between each player is upwards of 40 points now. Well, not quite upwards of 40 points between each player, but actually no, it is. It absolutely is. It is just over 40 points between each player, in fact.
Yep. Now, of course, this is kind of Hendo showing us what one of the top 4 seeds coming into Div 1 can do. And as a reminder, there is an alternate stream going on where Bozbez is kind of showing it as well, where Bozbez, I think, is the player to beat coming into Div 1 at the moment. Currently sitting on 112 points. Everyone else in that server is below 60. So that's fun.
Hi. Discord closed. My bad. We're back.
Hey, no worries. I was just explaining how Bozbez is ruining everyone else's lives over in the alternate stream at the moment by just being Bozbez and very, very good at the game. But on this stream, Twiggy, focus up. We're watching Floyd drop to last chance.
I wasn't the one who brought us off topic, but sure, we are indeed now. Hold on, I need to get back up the feed.
Jorday, struggling a little bit, has touched on the outside of that dirt. Floyd looking to catch up. No, it's a clip. It's a clip right at the end, and Jorday will take it. Floyd won't even make the finish. Doesn't even matter if you DNF at this point. That is guaranteed last chance for Floyd.
Yep, touched a whale. Unfortunate. And Floyd now is on last chance, and it's looking pretty unlikely that you're going to survive last chance to the point where Jorday is back into that, because 46 points is the difference that you need to whittle down. Very difficult to do, staying away from third position here.
Hendo just kind of quietly continues to win rounds. Just nothing dramatic about it.
Yeah.
Just gets out in front and stays there.
Well, now Hendo looking to hold on to as many points as possible. Obviously cannot, stay away from losing points anymore now that there are only 3 players in the server, but can very much stay in the 90-point kind of range in this map and not lose any more than that. And right now it's looking like that's the case. I mean, Hendo is well ahead of Jorday already. Floyd trailing by half a second now. And
we did have Hendo in chat there asking what the points loss is when we're down to just 2 players. It wasn't really relevant, and we didn't really get a chance to see it in match 2. But it will be -4 and -8. And I think it's time to start having that discussion, because Floyd, over 2 seconds behind now, is going to be eliminated on this round, barring any absolute disasters on the finish line from either player. Don't expect them, don't get them. Floyd eliminated in 3rd place.
Indeed. And, well, it's now just a straight battle between Hendo and Jorday, and the difference in points is quite large now. It's still going to be the same difference, in between first and second. It has been 4 points since there were 4 players in the server. It will stay that way, so it really doesn't matter. It just means we get to the finish quicker, is all that matters at this point. And well, I would love to see, like how many 10 rounds of Jorday versus Hendo here, but it's still nice that we're not having to watch so many more rounds here, because it does seem like it is just set in stone. This one, Hendo is staying out ahead, has been in first place consistently so far.
And I mean, even if we get 10 rounds, Jorday wins 10 rounds in a row, Jorday will still be on last chance, and Hendo will still have 15 points remaining.
Yeah. And, I mean, yeah, it is, I don't think that's even close to going to happen now, as Hendo stays out ahead now. Jorday within, overtaking distance. It's just going to come down to this final turn. Can Hendo keep it clean throughout? Jorday gets more outside here and does overtake into first place. Oh, but loses out on speed in the turn. Takes more plastic, and Hendo gets back first place at the end there. It's looking insurmountable. Jorday had that just head above the water for a second there, had the finish line in sight, went for it, and Hendo overtook.
I mean, Hendo just has a risky line there that I don't think we've seen out of other players as well. Just the ability all the way down to the last turn of the track to just try something to get back that first place. And it works out in that round. Hendo picks up another win and puts Jorday down to 32. If we get Hendo winning every round by comparison, including that last round, it's just 5 in a row before we do see Jorday down onto last chance. Now just 4 in a row from Hendo, and then 1 more to seal the deal. But I do kind of expect to still at least see the player swap back a little bit. Jorday has been closer to Hendo on time than either of the other 2 now eliminated players have been, with the issue being that Hendo is just still incredibly consistent, has been putting those times in round on round, and Jorday needs a near perfect round, it feels like, to actually take the fight to Hendo.
Yeah. Had first place for a second there, but with a couple of bonks, now down by well over 1 second. And I think this round, Jorday knows is completely impossible to get first back in, no matter how much speed you gain there in that turn, unless Hendo makes a massive error. It's all done, and Hendo will cross the line well ahead of Jorday here. It is looking like this is just the way it is going to go to the very finish. Jorday will be down to 24 points, and then there is only 3 rounds of that left to go until you're on last chance.
Would we say that this is the Hendo the line for Jorday?
What?
It's the Hendo the line for Jorday.
I heard you the first time. I wasn't saying what because I didn't hear you.
I mean, I just wanted to double check, okay? It's as we say, potentially this is our final map of this match. We have 4 rounds. If Hendo is perfect through each of these 4 rounds, manages to win every single one of them, then in round 4, Jorday will be eliminated from last chance, and that will be this match done.
You've got one supporter in chat, and it is Josh.
I appreciate it, Josh. Real recognizes real, you know? I've only ever said nice things about Josh's driving.
Oh, yeah? Josh, go look back in the VOD. Either way. Hendo slides out. Oh, Jorday hangs away. It's warm-up.
It wasn't me! A huge W for the New Laic fans today.
No, you had to get a win. I felt bad for you, so I did that on purpose.
So fair, yeah. You were making
the thing
fun
is,
of my,
the problem is when I say that,
yeah.
Nobody can tell if I'm joking or not because I totally would do that on purpose.
Yeah. Well, okay, you don't need to try and cover yourself that hard. We all know it wasn't on purpose, Twiggy.
No, it wasn't. But I'm just saying it could be.
It could be. It could be.
You never know.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, we'll see how things roll on here. Again, I want to focus on that ice turn in this map in particular, just because while it didn't matter as much in Div 2, especially here at the end of a Div 1 match, I think that turn in particular is going to be the one that separates players. Even if it's not a mistake, and it hopefully won't be mistakes, it will just be speed and exit from that one. Oh, Twiggy DC'd again? Twiggy DC'd again. It happens to the best of us, but especially to Twiggy at the moment, unfortunately, as this is a tight battle. Twiggy, I was just talking about how the ice turn is probably going to be what separates these 2 players. It'll come down to the speed and the exit off of it as well, and we're seeing them enter it with 7,000ths between them. Jorday, much lower line, is going to be trying to come out of this a lot, but Hendo higher, more speed potentially as well, and there is exactly what we were talking about. Hendo with a little bit more speed, sets up for the drift a little bit wider. It's a little bit cleaner from Jorday around the sausage, and Jorday holds onto the lead, but only potentially temporarily as we enter this final dirt uphill.
Hendo just millimeters away from tapping a wheel there on the wall, but it is really neck and neck over towards the finish line. Hendo releases a little earlier. Jorday has just about the same amount of speed. It is 300ths that separate them all the way from the final checkpoint to the finish line. But again, Jorday loses out on 8 points, and Hendo stays ahead and just increases that gap. Jordo, yeah, Jorday22, my favorite player. Hendo seems to look like they're going to finish this one off, you know, a good 70 points ahead now.
God, I can't do the maths in my head on what you finish on if you win every single round, or what Hendo's potential highest score here was. But it's got to be pretty close to maximum, I think.
Yeah.
Like, the only points he's lost that were 80. Unavoidable were, like, he lost, like, 19 unavoidable points where, you know, there was still a potential 0 for first place. And since then, he's basically won every round.
Yeah, I think it would be somewhere in the high 80s, low 90s, I would say, is the optimal scoreline at the end of a 4-player reverse. But yeah, I mean, it's really, despite the fact that these two players have been swapping positions a lot in terms of mid-round
Hendo clutches, yeah.
place, Hendo seems to always come first place, really. And once again, Hendo staying out ahead. This time, there is no hand-holding going on. Hendo has fully relinquished control of Jorday there, stayed well out ahead, over a 10th, which usually we would say is a very close, kind of round, but it seems like, if you can't make up that 10th regu, then it doesn't really matter.
Yep, and I mean, I don't remember the exact times from the previous round. There's a chance that Jorday's time from the previous round would have been quick enough to beat Hendo in that round. Yeah. And I mean, when you're this evenly matched, when the rounds are this close, sometimes that's it. It's just about, matching up your good rounds as best as you can. And at the moment, Hendo's good rounds and his best rounds always seem to come right when Jorday is also trying to peak. And unfortunately for Jorday, that means off the back of the last 5 rounds, it is 4 losses in a row to Hendo. Make this number 5. Make that the 5 rounds that Hendo needed to win in a row to just put Jorday onto last chance as quickly as possible. And Hendo is going to do that. And then one more will eliminate Jorday.
Yeah. Thank you for the raid, Stuffed. Welcome. You have joined right at the end of a very exciting Division 1 matchup here. Hendo absolutely smashing the competition to bits, it seems like, as Jorday struggles to keep up. One more round to go, it seems like, unless Jorday can bring out the most insane comeback we've ever seen here, as they will be down to 4 points at the end of this round. Oh, never mind. Minus 12. GG! Last chance now, so here we go. This could be the last round, indeed.
Yeah, I got distracted watching the alternate stream there for a second because Bozbez lost his first round of the entire match in order to keep nobody in. So,
amazing.
Definitely not rigged over on the alternate stream, but Hendo, there's only one way to keep Jorday in at the moment, and that is also to lose this round, and it is for Jorday to do something that they've not managed to do in, 4, 5, 6 rounds at this point, probably, which is overtake Hendo and hold that all the way to the finish line. It's looking unlikely to happen here again. 4 tenths behind. Hendo, drop a gear on the ice? Absolutely not. No way in hell. Jorday is the player with a little bit of a struggle, and this one is looking wrapped up.
Yeah, Jorday would have had to win 17 rounds in a row to make a comeback happen, and then win again to get Hendo out, which I don't think even Hendo could pull off, I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, very difficult. GG, Hendo fully deserves that first place there. Jorday doing well to come in second, and to be fair, was head and shoulders above.
Paper? It's happened. It's happened in both matches currently being played in Div 1 at the moment, which is the unbeatable top seed drops around inexplicably near the finish line in order to,
not rigged.
Well, in this case, see an extra map. All right, we will not finish things off on Worm. We will complete
Worm.
Cycle 2, or we're on
to
back onto Sun Petal Garden.
Really wanted to see Sun Petal.
Yeah, you want to see Sun Petal Garden one more time. Why not?
Yeah.
Full extra minute of warm-up. This extends our match time by at least an extra minute, and then we have to do the round. So 2 minutes, and then if Hendo loses a couple more rounds, he is now so many rounds away. He's 10 rounds in a row Jorday needs to win in order to pick up this match win. So we would get back to Worm again. We would get back to Worm.
I thought because 4 point difference. No, it is.
It's just minus 8. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously minus 8.
It's tough. Maybe the match ends on Worm yet.
Yeah, maybe. Look, hey, Hendo could do the funniest thing in the world and just get down to last chance.
Was literally thinking about that earlier. Like the potential for BM when you are this many points ahead, just DNF on the line at the start of every round. Yeah. And then when you get to last chance, just win.
Yeah, 6 DNFs would get him to last chance now.
No, it's still minus 8 every time, so it is still 9
it'd be 12,
DNFs.
Because you don't finish 12 points.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, minus 12s. Yeah.
6 of those would get you onto last chance.
But then we wouldn't get back to Worm, so he actually just needs to get to the line second every time.
That is the best way to BM this one. Well, we'll see what happens. You know, again, as I said earlier, while I would like to see the battle between Hendo and Jorday go on for a very long time, and I'm sure it would be exciting, I think this could be, this could be finished off a lot easier here.
Could be curtains relatively soon here.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the analysis is excellent analysis, the best way to BM, but at this point it really just comes down to who is fastest out on track, and if Jorday can just clutch up for long enough, at some point, if Jorday continues to win rounds, it's going to start rattling the mental a little bit. If Hendo just can't pick up a win, you want to close this one out sooner rather than later so that you don't give the opportunity for you to lose that mental and your grip on this match. It's so close. Into the final turn. This could be it. Hendo faster. Jorday faster by 8 thousandths. We go again.
Well, I think that throws out the window all, all doing it on purpose allegations. You can't calculate that difference. Unless you're Ferrari drivers back in the day.
I thought you were talking about current Ferrari, and I was like,
No. They couldn't. I mean, they couldn't come first and second if they tried. So
it's so true. And the worst part is, I think they are trying, Twiggy.
Well, they're trying. I'm sure the drivers are.
True.
The drivers are very good. I don't know about the rest of Ferrari.
Well, I mean, Ferrari catches absolutely no break even here. On a random Trackmania stream from the British Isles, it's rough for them. Hendo is going to look to close this one out. It's taking a little while at this point, and Jorday, once again, with a little bit more speed off that jump, holds on to the first place. Hendo trying to take it wide on the exit from that drift, carry the speed through onto the dirt, but Jorday landing quicker, carrying it through into these final turns. Once again, it remains neck and neck. Onto second dirt we go, and it's Hendo who's dropped behind a little bit with no mistake from Jorday. This round should be done, and we should go one more time. Jorday is in the zone, and Hendo is starting to drop off.
Yeah, and, well, I mean, still got a lot of buffer. Got a lot of rounds to make mistakes on.
Plenty
no
of
problem,
time.
Really. Plenty of time, exactly. But once you get down into that kind of 20-point range, things are going to get a little scary. And that's only, what, four rounds away now. So
it's only 4 rounds.
Put on the afterburners for 1 round here,
Just a single round. Just go quick. The issue being that, Jorday's times were really good on the previous rounds.
The issue is that
hang on!
No,
hang
okay, hold on a second here. Close your PayPal
Jorday's
tab.
still back here.
Close your PayPal tab, you two.
Jorday, stop crashing! Hendo crashed!
Guys!
Jorday! That was winnable! Winnable!
I'm out.
It's done.
Yeah.
What if Hendo DNFs
that is a gut moment for sure.
Honestly, what happens if you DNF second? Does it? Do they both lose -12? Does Jorday count as coming last for the purposes of elimination? Questions we won't get answered, Twiggy. Questions we won't get answered.
No, probably not. Do it for the fun of it, Hendo. Go on.
Do it for the meme. A 58-second time is round winning. That is 7 seconds, 6 seconds off the current world record for that one. The slowest round that we had, and that is the round that Hendo finally manages to, quote-unquote, clutch up and beat Jorday finally. Look, all round, an excellently driven match from Hendo. That cannot be taken away from Hendo, whatever happened in that last round. And it is unfortunate for Jorday. I mean, look, when you're that focused, when you've been fighting that hard for so long, trying to claw back a massive, 70, 80 point differential on last chance, and it's been working, you've been in that zone, you've been hitting your lines, it's been just so close in every round, and you have a huge crash at the start of that final round, then you can understand the motivation and the drain that you're instantly going to feel.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one hell of a match. Look, we had one of the highest seeds, one of the lowest seeds, and still it managed to be a very, very good matchup. So, despite that final round, despite, the last few rounds, I guess, that was very much a Hendo show, and everybody else was really having trouble keeping up. That's all we can say on it. But first place is first place, second place is second place. It doesn't matter how close it was. Rebel got the same amount of points there that Josh did. So look, it is what it is. It doesn't matter if you go out quickly. Coming in fourth is coming in fourth.
And for Jorday, a strong first performance from the 6th seed coming in as well. I mean, the pace was there. The ice factor towards the end was there as well. Unfortunately for Jorday, next week they get to play Bosbez. That is the player higher seeded than them in their match that time around. From then on out, though, with a slightly easier match then in week 3, and then matches against other higher seeds in week 4 and 5. The players ranked just above them in the seeding. Jorday is definitely one to keep an eye on, I think, in future weeks for kind of making a run higher than their seeding would suggest.
Yeah, definitely. I think, everybody is definitely looking to outperform their seed specifically. I think there is a large skill gap in Division 1, which is going to be difficult to overcome for a lot of players. I think a lot of this is going to be about trying to outperform your kind of seeding, because I think Josh there was very impressive considering, mostly a full speed player, definitely one of the lowest seeds in Div 1. Getting out of the bottom 6 is going to be a goal there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's all to come in future weeks, but for tonight, we do have one more match to bring you. We are going to head to a quick break and then come back with a match featuring an Irish player. You'll love to see it. Liffey will be taking on a Crows, Davino and Wizzy in that one. See you all shortly.